You were behind this, weren't you?
Yeah.
Way to go.
This week, General Hospital welcomes the Golden Bachelorette's Guy Gansard as a special guest to Port Charles.
So you're single?
For the moment.
General Hospital latest update. Valentine's deception unravels as Jason and Anna locate Charlotte, while Tracy's clash with Drew ends in her shocking arrest. Lulu drops a bombshell about her lingering love for Dante, Brooke Lynn faces a painful secret, and chaos erupts over the Quartermaine crypt. GH drama hits a fever pitch. Don't miss it! Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Tracy arrested, Valentine's trick revealed, Jason and Anna find Charlotte. General Hospital spoilers indicates that Valentine Cassidy's James Patrick Stewart trick was revealed as Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, found Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez. Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, was also arrested, so here's how all the GH drama went down. At Jordan Ashford's Tanisha Harper place, she was surprised when Isaiah Gannon saw Andy Wilson surrendered on the whole Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda situation. Isaiah still wanted to keep getting to know Jordan regardless and wound up online grocery shopping with her. At the Quartermaine mansion, Ned Quartermaine, Wally Kurth, was confused over Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, turning to Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, for help with Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, but Lois acted like he already made enough charitable donations. Plus, Sonny understood what it was like to feel alone growing up, so Lois suggested he could relate to Gio and wanted to support him. While Tracy was in the Quartermaine crypt, Drew Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, showed up with Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, and a surveyor for the state. A sign was placed on the door to indicate that the crypt had been seized, and Tracy was ultimately handed a court order, which she promptly tore up. It wasn't long until Tracy called the cops, so Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, came over to handle things. Once Emma Drake, Braden Bruner, appeared with Gio, she whipped out her phone and started recording a video to make Drew look bad. Emma basically played up how Drew was harassing his constituents instead of helping them and wondered why he wasn't off doing his job as a congressman. Tracy also questioned how Drew got a court order so fast when the land surveyor's results were just preliminary. Ned eventually got updates on all the trouble and called Jordan over for backup, so they joined the commotion outside. Drew maintained that the crypt crossed over into public land, but Tracy mentioned how he said he'd drop this if he could continue using the Quartermaine name. After Drew asked if he was Drew Kane or Drew Quartermaine, Tracy suggested Drew would never be a Quartermaine no matter what he called himself. Once Tracy whacked the surveyor's equipment away from him, Drew insisted that was assault, and the surveyor agreed he wanted to press charges. Chase skipped the handcuffs, but he arrested Tracy and dragged her down to the police station. At Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storm's house, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, expressed concern about Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Haven's bruning behavior, so Maxie tried to downplay the fact that Lulu broke in Martin Gray's, Michael E. Knight's suite. Maxie also broke girl code by admitting that Lulu ended things with Dustin Phillips, Mark Lawson, and was still in love with Dante before her collapse. That news was hard for Dante to process, but Maxie acted like he needed to be patient with Lulu under the circumstances. At the Quartermaine mansion, Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, Amanda Sutton, had a fierce confrontation with Lulu, who insisted Dante had a right to know about his firstborn son. However, Brooke Lynn didn't want Dante to live with the agony she'd felt in the 21 years since she'd given the baby up. Brooke Lynn also didn't want to derail the life of her grown child, so Lulu agreed not to say anything, though she still thought Brooke Lynn should tell Dante the truth. Before Lulu left, she noted that she found out about this because Lois Cerullo told Martin, so the secret definitely wasn't just in the past. Brooke Lynn texted Lois to meet her, so Lois joined her in the living room soon after. "How much haven't you told me about my baby?" Brooke Lynn asked angrily, leaving Lois looking terrified. In Buenos Aires, Jason and Anna sat in a car together outside Valentine and Charlotte's location. Anna thought this seemed too easy and made a prediction that Valentine might be expecting them or someone else. When another car approached, Anna realized the WSB was about to make a move, so she made one first with Jason. Inside the residence, Valentine admitted to Charlotte that it was time to part ways and that he'd texted Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, her location pretending to be her. Valentine expected Lulu to come, but it was Anna and Jason who barged in. While Charlotte and Valentine hid, Jason and Anna knocked out the 2 WSB assets that had been sent there to kill Valentine. Since there would be more assets to take their place, Valentine said goodbye to Charlotte before she walked out with Jason. Anna tried to convince Valentine to let her take him into custody, but he didn't think that was a real option. After Anna confessed that part of her would always love Valentine, she tearfully watched him rush out the door. General Hospital spoilers say Anna will make some other bold moves soon, so stay tuned. Today's next update, Lulu agrees to keep Brooklyn's secret but has a warning for her, and Chase is forced to arrest spoiler. Today on General Hospital, Maxie confides a secret to Dante, the war between Drew and Tracy escalates, and Valentine hands Charlotte over to Anna and Jason before vanishing. Jordan's place, she and Isaiah argue about her investigating Sidwell. Jordan says if their being together hinges on her not investigating Sidwell, then this is over. He says he'll accept her investigating Sidwell, even if he doesn't like it. They share a kiss, and he guesses they should get used to spending a lot of time here, which means grocery shopping. Maxie tells all to Dante. Dante stops by Maxie's house as he is worried Lulu's going to get herself in a situation she can't get out of. Maxie slips up about Lulu's latest escapade, breaking into Martin's hotel room. Dante calls Lulu out of control. Maxie thinks he should talk to Lulu, but Dante says they can't talk like they used to because of Sam. He's trying to keep this family together, and his #1 priority is to be a dad. He says Rocco is also hurting, as he doesn't want his mom to put herself in danger to find Charlotte, but he wants his sister back. He can't talk to Lulu, but he can talk with Brooklyn, and that only hurts Lulu. He can't believe this Brooklyn and Lulu thing has gone on this long. Maxie blurts out, "It's because Lulu is still in love with you." Dante is confused as Lulu was going to marry Dustin. Maxie hates having to break girl code but tells him that Lulu broke things off with Dustin and was going to tell Dante she wanted him back, but that's when she went into the coma. Maxie says he's asked Lulu to be patient with Brooklyn, but he needs to be patient with Lulu. Maxie points out that Rocco needs both him and Lulu, and they have to be there for him no matter what is going on between them. Lulu gives Brooklyn a heads up. In Brooklyn's room, she yells at Lulu that telling Dante will blow up a lot of lives and won't make this better for anyone. Lulu says this will change Dante's life, and her life changed when she found out about Charlotte. Brooklyn says that was a different situation. Charlotte was little, and her son is an adult and may not know he's adopted. As much as she'd love for her child to show up and want to be part of her life, it is not their choice. It's her child's choice. Lulu feels that Dante is a wonderful father and that any boy would be lucky to have him in his life. She urges her to tell Dante. Brooklyn says she could lie about Dante being the father. Lulu can't believe she'd do that. Brooklyn states she'll do anything to protect her child. She tells Lulu that knowing you have a child you can't be with is agony, and she'll be subjecting Dante to the same pain. She says Dante will move heaven and earth to find their child, which means Rocco will have been abandoned by both his parents, who are searching for their other kids. Lulu becomes furious and can't believe she'd use her child against her, and it's a good thing she gave her kid up as she's not fit to be anyone's mother. Brooklyn tries to slap her, but Lulu grabs her hand. Brooklyn cries she is a mother. She gave her baby up for adoption, she wouldn't let herself hold him, and she didn't know if she had a boy or a girl until Lulu told her. Lulu is sorry and assumes she knew. Brooklyn notes she probably also assumed it was easy for her to give her baby up, but it wasn't. She cries she loved her baby and has to believe that by giving him away she gave him a better life. She wants to know how he turned out, but not at the expense of his happiness or peace. She says, "Even I'm not that selfish." Brooklyn says if her son wants to find his birth parents, then he will, but until then, she begs Lulu to leave it alone. Lulu doesn't want to be the one who blows up Dante's life or their child's. She won't tell Dante, but she thinks Brooklyn should. Brooklyn made her choice years ago, and the past needs to stay in the past. Lulu tells Brooklyn this secret isn't the past, and she never would have found out about this if her mother hadn't talked to Martin. Lulu leaves Brooklyn's room. Brooklyn grabs her phone and texts her mom that they need to talk ASAP. Ned has questions about Gio. In the living room, Ned asks why Lois is okay letting Gio be a charity case for Sunny. Lois says Gio isn't a charity case, and he's family. Ned knows the boy is an honorary Chirulo, but what does that have to do with taking money from Sunny? Lois says the Chirulos loved Gio and they loved his mother, but they needed Sunny's money to make sure Joe's talent for music was cultivated. Ned asks why she went to Sunny instead of coming to him. Lois says Ned already supports enough generous causes. Sunny grew up alone and didn't want Gio to struggle the same way he did. Showdown at the Quartermain crypt. Tracy visits her parents' crypt and says she will not let Drew take anything from this family. She then hears Martin and Drew outside talking. With Martin's help, Drew has the crypt seized by the state and hangs a sign on it stating so. Tracy walks out and asks what is going on. Martin says this building has been seized and must be vacated. Martin hands Tracy a court order, which she rips up. She threatens to call the police, but Drew says the law is on their side. Drew and Tracy throw insults, and Drew says, "You Quartermains think you can do anything you want. You make me sick." He doesn't care who she thinks she is, as she isn't getting her way this time. Emma and Gio show up, and Emma yells, "Hey, leave the old lady alone!" Tracy gasps, "Old lady?" Drew tells Emma that the Quartermains have appropriated public land, and the crypt goes over the property and is on protected land. He trash talks Edward, which riles up Emma. The young girl yells that Edward Quartermain saved her life and Tracy rescued her from kidnappers. Drew introduces himself, and Emma calls him a petty congressman and notes they are trespassing. Tracy again says she is calling the police. Drew calls Tracy a bully and Tracy yells, says the man using the family crypt to punish the people who threw him out of said family. Gio rushes into the main house and tells Ned and Lois what's going on between Drew and Tracy at the crypt. Back at the crypt, Chase arrives and learns about the issue with the Quartermain crypt. Ned, Gio, and Lois are also there, and Drew says the Quartermains need to move the family crypt off the protected public land. Tracy says this is all about Drew's hatred of this family. Emma pulls out her phone, begins filming, and asks the congressman if he should be helping his constituents instead of threatening them. Emma points out that Congress is in session, so why is he here and not there serving his people? Tracy notes that the surveyor said his findings on the crypt were preliminary, so how did Drew and Martin get a court order to seize the building so quickly? Emma continues to film the altercation. Back at Jordan's, she and Isaiah are doing some online shopping for food when Ned calls Jordan. Chase makes an arrest. Jordan arrives at the Quartermain crypt as a favor to Ned. Drew thinks she shouldn't have to be dragged out here, and the law is the law, and it's on his side. The crypt partially stands on conserved public land. Tracy recalls that Martin agreed to drop all of this if Drew would be allowed to use the Quartermain name. Drew asks Tracy who he is, Drew Kane or Drew Quartermain. She says he can call himself whatever he wants, but he'll never be a Quartermain. Emma posts her video, slamming Drew, and Tracy smacks the surveyor's measuring instrument out of his hand when he begins taking measurements. Drew says that's assault, and Chase is forced to arrest Tracy when the surveyor wants to press charges, thanks to Martin nodding to him to do so. Back in the mansion, Lois arrives, having gotten Brooklyn's text. She sees that her daughter is upset. Brooklyn asks, "What do you know about my child that you aren't telling me?" Lulu heads to Maxie's, bangs on her front door, and yells to Maxie that she really needs her help. Dante answers the door. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.